Shutdown talks a stall at White House as leaders leave without a deal. Good evening. With federal funding set to expire tomorrow at midnight, the anchor explained that congressional leaders met at the White House and left without a deal. Staff are now gaming out agency by agency contingency plans, while negotiators trade blame and float trial balloons that, so far, aren't landing. Tonight, the anchor said, we're going to lay out what actually blocks a deal, what a lapse means for regular people, and the playbook for the next 72 hours. Behind closed doors, the same sticking points kept resurfacing. Whether a short, clean CR keeps the government open at current levels, or whether it must carry policy riders on healthcare and other priorities. House and Senate leaders emerged without legislative text, which is what really matters. No text means no CBO score, no whip counts, and no floor vote. A continuing resolution is a bridge bill that funds the government temporarily, typically at last year's levels. It avoids a shutdown, but postpones decisions on full-year appropriations. The fight is structural. A CR means no new policy wins and forces both sides to accept the status quo. So anyone chasing leverage tries to hang riders on the bridge. On the fastest path off the cliff, the reporter asked inquisitively, "Fastest path off the cliff?" The analyst responded analytically, "A short, clean CR, 4 to 6 weeks, paired with a public handshake to schedule negotiations on the disputed health provisions. That lets both sides claim motion without rewriting the entire budget tonight." "What does a lapse mean in your home?" the reporter asked inquisitively. "Back pay eventually doesn't help rent due now. We pause projects and still answer family questions we can't solve." "Morale craters," the employee replied, frustrated. "Impact on your shop?" the reporter asked inquisitively. The contractor replied, concerned. "If agencies can't obligate funds, we sit idle. Idle days become lost quarters. My crew still needs paychecks." What a shutdown would do. By the numbers. Miracle text. Leaders drop pre-agreed CR language. House and Senate move with procedural acrobatics. This needs party discipline and a tolerant rules path. Possible, not probable. Short lapse. Back pay. Government closes for a few days. Public pressure spikes. A narrowly tailored CR passes after the pain is visible. Extended standoff. The sides misread each other's incentives. The lapse stretches, compounding costs and political risk. What breaks a stalemate? The reporter asked inquisitively. A visible, relatable pain point. Missed pay for TSA screeners, a disabled child's research trial delayed. A headline that personalizes the abstract, the staffer explained analytically. Your playbook, families and businesses. Myths versus facts. A shutdown saves money. False. Restart costs, lost productivity, and interest on delayed payments add to the bill. Only Washington insiders feel it. False. From airport lines to park closures to delayed farm loans, the reach is national. Back pay makes it harmless. False. Cash flow shocks create cascading late fees and stress that back pay doesn't erase. What to watch? Whether actual text drops by tonight. Watch the verbs introduce, file, post, and whether a same-day rule is invoked. Bottom line, a meeting is not a deal. Without bill text, the base case has tilted toward at least a brief lapse. If leadership wants to avoid it, we'll see a minimalist CR. No heroics, just enough runway to fight again with the lights on. There's a time when you realize the clock is not just ticking down, but is also paused in people's minds. A pause in action, anticipation hanging like mist. The analyst reflected. It's like rushing down a highway and suddenly hitting traffic. You see the opportunity, but you're stuck. Knowing all you can do is wait, the employee said with a sardonic tone. Stay tuned as we navigate through these uncertain waters together. The only thing constant now is change, and every move is a calculated step forward or a fall back, the anchor said encouragingly. In the end, it'll take more than papers and talk. It requires seeing the impact tangibly to push the decision makers from debate to definitive action.